What's up, guys? It's Marcus from Perspective Sports, and today we're going to be doing our NFL playoff predictions. Arguably the most exciting time of the year for an American sports fan, and this year's playoffs has no shortage of storylines. So, without further ado, let's dive right into it. Our first matchup is between the Miami Dolphins, who travel up north to play the Pittsburgh Steelers. This is a Week 6 rematch where the Dolphins won that game 30-15 in Miami. Jay Ajayi rushed for 204 yards and 2 touchdowns on that Steelers defense, but the Steelers are on a 7-game win streak, averaging 26 points per game. The Dolphins are without Tannehill, and the Steelers' big three, so to speak, of Big Ben, best wide receiver in football, Antonio Brown, in my opinion. In my opinion, the best running back and most valuable running back in football, Le'Veon Bell. And they will all show up ready to play. The game will be in Pittsburgh. It's going to be 20 degrees, and they're going to make it really uncomfortable for the Dolphins. They're going to run away with this game 28-10. Up next, we have the Oakland Raiders, who travel to Houston to face the Texans. This is a rematch from Week 11 where the Raiders won 27-20. The game is going to be good for all the wrong reasons. Derek Carr is out for the season, and McGloin is likely out, which forces the rookie Connor Cook to start, and the Texans are forced to start turnover machine Brock Osweiler. This is going to be a low-scoring, sloppy affair in Houston, but I believe the Raiders' powerful and talented offensive line will rally around Connor Cook, helping him maintain time of possession, but Cook will struggle and make mistakes, but I think he'll do enough just to edge out the victory. Raiders 13, Texans 7. Moving over to the NFC, we have the Detroit Lions traveling out west to face the Seattle Seahawks. This is a tough one. The Seahawks offense is struggling to say the least. They're in the bottom half of the league in scoring, averaging 22.1 points per game. The Lions have no run game and haven't had a 100-yard rusher in years. The Lions are currently 0-5 against playoff teams, but I'm going with Detroit in this one. And it's hard traveling to CenturyLink Field because it is no joke. The place has caused earthquakes. But the Seahawks have not responded well to adversity this season at all. And the injury to Earl Thomas has had a bigger impact than I thought it ever would. Since week 13, they got embarrassed as a team versus Green Bay, who scored 38 points, beat the pathetic Rams, lost to the Cardinals, who put up 34 points, and struggled to beat San Francisco. This team just isn't what it used to be. And Matthew Stafford, an MVP candidate in my opinion, has proven to be able to come back this season, breaking the single season record for it this season. I'm going Lions 27, Seahawks 17. Up next, we have the game of the week. A rematch from week 5 where the Packers defeated the Giants 23-16. The Giants defense has been lights out as of late, and that should be concerning for the Packers. But Packers are the hottest team in football right now, led by Aaron Rodgers, who has a league-leading 40 passing touchdowns and only 7 interceptions, and hasn't thrown an interception in 7 weeks. This is going to be a great game because the Giants are no strangers to Lambeau Field. In each of their last 2 Super Bowls, they've gone through Lambeau on their way there. But in their earlier matchup, Eli Manning struggled, completing only 51% of his passes and only throwing for 199 yards. And that was against a depleted Packers defense. Overall, I think the Packers will do a relatively good job once again covering Odell Beckham Jr. and forcing the Giants to find other ways to move the ball downfield, which they have shown to struggle to do so without Odell Beckham. I'm going Packers 24, Giants 20. Now for the divisional round, and we're going to start in the AFC. We have the Oakland Raiders traveling to Foxborough to play the New England Patriots, and there's not much to say here. This game will get ugly and get ugly fast. The Raiders are outmatched in every way possible. Bill Belichick and the Patriots will have a field day against this Raiders team. I'm going Patriots 38, Raiders 10. Up next, we have the Pittsburgh Steelers traveling out west to face the Kansas City Chiefs. This is a rematch from a Week 4 game where the Steelers dismantled the Kansas City Chiefs 43-14. The Chiefs have gotten a lot better since then, and it will come down to can the Chiefs' offense keep up with the high-powered Steelers' offense. Despite the Chiefs having a very solid defense, they aren't going to be able to shut down the Steelers' dynamic offensive trio. I think the Steelers' offense will wear on this Kansas City defense, and the Kansas City offense will not be able to match the Steelers' offense. I'm going Pittsburgh 35, Kansas City 31. Over in the NFC, we have the Detroit Lions traveling down south to play the Dallas Cowboys. Rematch from Week 16 with the Dallas Cowboys embarrassed the Detroit Lions 42-21. But this will be an interesting matchup. The Cowboys didn't play a few of their impact players such as Ezekiel Elliott, Dez Bryant, Sean Lee, Tyron Smith, etc. Mix that in with a bye week, and the majority of the Cowboys' impact players haven't played in 2 weeks, so expect a slow start from Dallas. The Lions will be riding a high, so to speak, after beating Seattle and seeking revenge against the Cowboys, so expect a hot start from them. This game will be better than expected. Dallas will bend in this game, but they won't break. I'm going Dallas 27, Lions 21. Up next, we have the Green Bay Packers traveling to play the Atlanta Falcons. This will be a rematch from an exciting 33-32 shootout in Week 8, but this game will look very different. The Packers played that game without their top three corners, Sam Shields, Quentin Rollins, and Demarius Randall, and hung around to the very end where MVP candidate Matt Ryan took total advantage of the missing defensive backs. The Falcons' defense hasn't been good all season, and mix that in with a healthy Packers defense, this game will still be a total shootout, but the Packers defense will make a few stops here and there that will prove to be pivotal in this game. I'm going Packers 45, Falcons 35. Now on to the conference championships. And we're going to start in the AFC where the Pittsburgh Steelers will travel to play the New England Patriots. A rematch from a Week 7 game where the Patriots won 27-16. The Steelers match up better than anyone else in the playoffs with the AFC against the Patriots. The Steelers will make the Patriots defense work harder than any other team up to that point, playing with playoff Big Ben, Antonio Brown, and Le'Veon Bell. But I think the Patriots defense will bend, not break in this game. The Patriots offense will be able to hold on to the ball against the Steelers defense and dominate the time of possession and keeping the game close. And that's where the Patriots thrive, in chess matches. Bill Belichick is in a class of his own in terms of coaching and will outcoach Steelers head coach Mike Tomlin shall it come down to a few key moments late in the game. That's why I'm giving the Patriots the edge in this one, 23-19. Over in the NFC, we have the Green Bay Packers traveling to Dallas, Texas to face the Dallas Cowboys. A rematch from the Week 6 game where the Dallas Cowboys dominated the Green Bay Packers in Green Bay 30-16. This game is going to be surprisingly less interesting than people expect. The Green Bay Packers will be riding an 8-game win streak. Mix that in with the best receiving core and the best quarterback in the league right now. Dallas will be in a world of trouble. Dallas' young core will be able to put up points, but won't be able to keep up in the shootout this game will become. Packers win this game 38-27. Now for Super Bowl 51. The Super Bowl of the generation. The two winningest teams in recent NFL history. Mike McCarthy and Aaron Rodgers versus Bill Belichick and Tom Brady. Under the perfect scenario, the Packers will be riding on a 9-game win streak at this point, and the Patriots will be riding in at a 9-game win streak of their own. So both teams will be flying sky high. The two teams match up better than both people think. Both offenses are averaging 27 points per game, both over 360 yards of offense per game. Both teams have one glaring weakness on defense, and the Patriots can't get to the quarterback. They're middle of the pack. And the Packers give up way too many yards, giving up 269.2. That's good for second worst in the NFL. But they both also do something really well on defense. The Patriots force turnovers by forcing fumbles. They're third in the NFL in forced fumbles, and the Packers can catch interceptions. They're second in the NFL this season. This game will be close, and it will come down, and it really came down to a coin toss for me. And I have to go with Green Bay, not because I'm a fan, but historically these two teams haven't faced off very much. Rodgers has only faced Brady once in his career, and that was a win where he threw 368 yards, 2 touchdowns, and no interceptions, despite Brady also having a solid game, throwing for 245 yards and 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. And it's almost impossible to game plan for Aaron Rodgers because you can't account for what you don't know is going to happen. And Rodgers' ability to extend plays when they break down is unlike we've ever seen. It's going to be Rodgers' ability to make something out of nothing that's going to really hurt the Patriots. The Patriots, whose secondary isn't as good as it was when they won the Super Bowl versus Seattle. Their front seven has gotten a little weaker with the loss of Jamie Collins. And this is going to be one of the greatest Super Bowls in NFL history. I'm going Packers 26, Patriots 23 in overtime. Now, I know what you guys are thinking. We were just talking about how Green Bay was struggling, but with the defense becoming healthy and the offense clicking like no other right now, Rodgers seems to be red hot. The Packers seem to have a very legit shot to win, and the Patriots also have a very legit shot to win. It was literally came down to a coin toss for me. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know who you think is going to win the Super Bowl in the comments below. See you next time.